Alright everyone, I'm gonna cut right to the case. A brand new way to skip the 30 star door in Super Mario 64 speedruns has just been found. This is huge! Now, for context, in Super Mario 64 there is the famous backwards long jump technique, in short BLJ. You have probably seen this before as it is arguably the most known speedrun glitch in the world. You can bypass the 50 star door and the endless staircase with this. Long story short on how it works, there is basically no speed limit if you chain long jumps going backwards. Hence, you can get really fast and sequence break many things, given you have a staircase somewhere laying around or something similar that allows you to chain long jumps. For many years now, speedrunners have used this technique to also skip other portions of the run though. Most notably in the very short any % categories like 1 or 0 star. There, two more instances of BLJs are used. The Lobby BLJ, or short LBLJ, to clip into the first Bowser stage, and the Side BLJ, or short SBLJ, to clip into the 30 star door. Combining all of these tricks can allow players to basically skip most of the game minus the Bowser stages. But this is exactly what the newest skip today will potentially improve even further. The 1 star category and the 30 star door skip are the main targets today. Because, well, even though performing the SBLJ is technically still the fastest you can do in order to beat the game, this trick is incredibly hard. And even those who have practiced them for years and who have seemingly mastered them still fail them more often than not. The trick is just too complex, too precise in so many different forms. So let me do a very short, little and not too scientific breakdown of how an SBLJ is performed, because that's gonna be very important in just a second when we talk about the new skip. In order to perform a SBLJ, you need to first align at a very specific spot in the first stair here. Then, you need to set up an extremely precise angle and perform a long jump downwards. During this long jump, you have to hold the stick into the stair at a very specific angle and then start a very rhythmic, not too fast, not too slow mash on the A button, a few frames after you land. From there, you basically need to mash to a very precise speed, try to exit out of the speed building phase by flicking your stick towards the door, all while avoiding the Fence of Doom, that seemingly at random just eats all your speed in around 50% of all attempts, and then reach the door with enough speed to clip through. I think I made my point clear here. This trick is precise, and there are also so incredibly many points of failure. It is truly a succession of multiple close to frame perfect inputs to make it happen in the first place. But all of that might not matter anymore soon, because on the night of 22nd November 2025, this video was posted in the Super Mario 64 speedrunning Discord. A brand new way to clip into the 30 star door was discovered by crack hacks and frame perfection, without the need of performing an SBLJ. Now, this was a TAS-only showcase, but only a few minutes later, Haribo posted a video with the title, "This is actually RTA viable, lol." Haribo has proven that the new strategy is not only possible, but looking at the video, it also didn't really seem nearly as difficult as the SBLJ method. All you have to do is align yourself with the railing, jump on it, and perform a trick called C-up slide to build speed. It is the same technique that you can see multiple times in a 120 star speedrun, for example in HMC Rolling Rocks, where people slide here to gain some extra speed, shoutouts to GTM by the way, or in the beginning of the TTM slide. The idea was set out into the world, and overnight people have started grinding this strategy to gain more knowledge about it. The first observation was that it seemed, well, a tiny bit slower than a perfect first try BLJ of a professional speedrunner. And then there were two further issues to solve. First of all, the trick needs a decently precise position along the railing, and second of all, of course, the timing for the C-up slide is pretty precise as well. But none of these issues were close to as bad as anything the SBLJ ever was. Haribo quickly debunked the speed aspect. With a fast setup, a time of 7 seconds could be achieved, which is really fast. Also, the position along the railing didn't really prove much to be a problem. There are already multiple setups that ensure a right position. Either a texture lineup on the wall, or even a fully normalized one by backflipping from this wall to this pillar, then ledge grabbing to the right and releasing. So the position was also not a problem anymore. The C upslide is the only difficult part left about this whole trick. Crack hacks figured out that specific speed values will work or not work in pretty weird intervals, so you kind of just need to get a feel for the timing or get lucky. Depending on the setup, you seem to have around 2 frames to hit it though, which is pretty decent. So all in all, well, the setup is great, definitely better than the SBLJ, but potentially not really that useful for the top runners of the world in 1 star. Consistency to get first try through the door will likely skyrocket, but who knows if they might not go for their super fast SBLJ instead. But honestly, that all doesn't really matter right now here. In my personal opinion, this trick might not change the highest class of world record speedruns. What is much more important is that this trick will make 1 star as a category so incredibly much more accessible to so many players of different skill levels. I think anyone that is maybe not in like the top 5 rankings of the world right now could benefit from the consistency boost that this new skip brings. No more resets to SBLJ, no more stupid ass Fence of Doom shenanigans, no more mediocre runs with minutes of time loss in this section. Not only that, but it opens up the possibility to use the 30 star dodge skip in so many new categories as well. Even 120 star runners are considering trying this out as we speak, because it would save time over opening the door with the animation and all. To hell with it! Even the A button challenge community has already figured out a way to do this trick without the A button in the first place. That is amazing. And you know what's even more incredible? Apparently, the community has decided to name this trick Crack Slide. Could it be because Crack Hacks was one of the people who found this and it could be an honorable reference to their hard work? Or could it be because Mario is literally grinding that railing on his ass crack to build speed? We'll never know, but as a speedrunner, I approve of this name and I love it. I'm truly convinced that players from all skill levels are able to pick this strategy up after a bit of practice. But why am I so convinced of that? And with that, what if I told you that, while the news so far have been great and huge, it still gets so much better? Listen, I woke up that morning, opening Discord, and I had what felt like 200 DMs from the community. The first message I saw was the following: "New alternative to SBLJ just dropped. Might be useful for Blindfolded." You have to know, I have a long history with 1 star and SBLJs in Blindfolded as well. 1 star Blindfolded is probably the category I enjoyed grinding the most, and also the category that I by far hate the most in the entire game. And you already know the reason. It is the Blindfolded SBLJ. SBLJs are hard enough with eyes, but if you add a blindfold into the equation, it gets even worse. All the timed inputs become a mess of frame-perfect inputs via muscle memory and counting. I cannot overstate how many hours I have put into polishing my setup and how many hours of my life I have practiced this damn trick to be able to push the category as far as I have until now. The currently standing world record of Blindfolded 1 star is at around 10 minutes and 30 seconds. But that is not all. I have proven before that an absolutely flawless, perfect run could net me in a sub 10 minute run, which would be an absolutely ridiculous milestone in Blindfolded speedrunning. Like, imagine telling someone that Super Mario 64 can be beaten without sight in under 10 minutes. That would be like one of the biggest milestones in gaming history. And yeah, I had lots of pacers that could have been it. But the SBLJ just broke me. After months and months of grinding at a time, I just stopped after the last world record I set. It was too frustrating to try to get a first try SBLJ because, well, Blindfolded is so optimized at this point that even a second try SBLJ would already not be enough. So yeah, I woke up, saw the video by Haribo, and my only thought was like, oh f***, Blindfolded 1 star is dead. I got up to my console, booted up the game, and around 5 minutes later, it was done. The entire thing is normalized. Easy beat count for the C upslide. This strategy is nuts. I booted up the stream today and wanted to showcase this to my community without any real practice beforehand. But again, I have not practiced it, so expect failure still in the first couple of days. It is so stupid, dude. It's ridiculous, really. And then I started doing some runs for fun, for the first time in months. I will also need like still some time to get like really used to the new trick. To get like a real good feeling for it, if that makes sense. Because right now, it's decently easy, but like, you know, it's still very nerve-wracking to just try something new blindfolded that you are not used to. So I feel there will be many times I press too early or too late, simply because I'm just not so familiar with it just yet. But it's so free, dude. It's so fucking free. It's insane. Yeah, Fire C was bad, BLJ's was bad, the rest was okay, kinda. The ending of Bits, of course, was also yikes, but not a bad run by any means. Sub 11, that's such a ass run, dude. Dude, this category is not gonna last. How are we only 25 seconds behind the record with like 2 missed BLJs and a mistake in Fire C and a mistake in Bits and 2 Bowser jumps, dude? It's ridiculous. I can't believe it, man. The new trick does carry hard, 100%. 10 minutes and 57 seconds, only a few seconds behind the current world record with multiple mistakes in the run. This is the second fastest completion of the game Blindfolded, ever. This strat will carry this category so insanely hard, it is really, really unbelievable. Even though it's not gonna be 100% consistent because of the speed and stuff, my prediction is that easily every second run into basement will now lead into a sub 10 minute pacer. Not only is it that consistent, but it is also fast. Compared to the old blindfolded setup, this is around 15 seconds faster, which means even if we only get it second or third try, it will still be worth going for. It is absurd how much better the setup is for blindfolded than trying to SBLJ. Give me a few weeks, hell, even just a few days, and hopefully the currently standing 1-star world record will be broken. Until then, if anyone wants to try to learn this skip themselves, feel free to follow this super quick and simple tutorial. Step 1. Hold up into the fence, then hold right into the wall. Go upright for a tiny bit so Mario hugs the wall. Alternatively, you can also just align yourself with the texture, it's really not that precise. Step 2. Tap jump and Mario cam, then backflip. After that, you can tap jump to the right to ledge grab and press Z to let go. Step 3. Press Z to crouch, hold up a tiny bit later during the uncrouch animation, and then press A to backflip, all while holding up. This will guarantee a full forwards backflip. Step 4. After you land on the railing, tap C up and start building speed. The timing for this is a bit finicky and needs practice. If you fall to the left, it is usually a bit too early. If you slide in a standstill motion, it is usually too late. Step 5. Start holding down. Count around 4 seconds in your head or around 7 beats of the music. Then press B to kick off the fence. This should make you talk to the star door. Step 6. C right and mash the text box. Then mash the B button while holding A to kick into the door. If you have enough speed, you will clip through. If you do not have enough speed, Mario will not go through the door and he will just need to build speed a tiny bit longer on the railing next time. Congratulations! If you have performed it all correctly, you have officially skipped the 30 starter without learning how to do a SBLJ, one of the hardest tricks in the entire game. While the setup will be a huge milestone for consistency and for the game in general, I think I can proudly say that Blindfolded 1 star will probably benefit the most from this new development. And the best thing is that it was only found so recently. The setup will still improve for both visual and blindfolded, and even just the fact that we will still find new huge skips like this so many years after the game's release is absolutely amazing to me. This is an incredibly exciting time, as the 10-minute barrier is likely gonna be the last minute barrier in Blindfolded any percent that we will see for a long time, if not forever. If you do not want to miss this journey, make sure to subscribe to my channel here and catch my daily streams. I also want to give a huge shout out to everyone involved in finding and routing this new skip. Much love to the whole SM64 speedrunning community in general. If anyone thinks about supporting me and my blindfolded journey, you can find me on Patreon like our lovely sponsors of this video, Bob Farrell, Boris, Bandits, King Roops, Sada and First Class Citizen. All the other ones as well. Thank you all so much for the support and see you soon with runs containing the crack slides. Bye bye.